The countdown has begun. UN sanctions against Iran are making a comeback this Saturday. This development is not only a significant moment in international relations, but a potential catalyst for heightened tensions. As the world watches, Iran threatens to retaliate if these sanctions come into effect, which stem from its alleged breaches of a pivotal 2015 agreement aimed at curbing its nuclear ambitions. News broke that on September 27th, the United Nations will reinstate sanctions on Iran. This move is a response to accusations that Iran has not adhered to the stipulations of the landmark nuclear deal, originally forged between Iran and a coalition of world powers, including Britain, Germany, France, the United States, Russia, and China. The resumption of these sanctions is viewed as a recipe for escalating conflict in the Middle East, particularly following recent military actions by Israel and the U.S. against Iranian facilities. Iran's president, Masoud Pezeshkian, attempts to lessen the anticipated upheaval, downplaying the severity of the situation and assuring reporters that the sky is not falling. However, the gravity of reinstating these sanctions cannot be ignored. The UN sanctions, initially imposed between 2006 and 2010, are set to return as of 8 p.m. EDT on Saturday. These sanctions were triggered by what's termed a snapback mechanism initiated by Britain, France, and Germany, collectively known as the E3, due to their claims that Iran has violated the nuclear pact. This renewed wave of sanctions poses potentially devastating implications for Iran, whose currency, the rial, has already plummeted to an all-time low. From around 1,085,000 rial per US dollar on Friday, the currency dropped below 1,123,000 on Saturday, a clear indicator of market panic. In the face of these geopolitical upheavals, sanctions will impose strict limits on Iran's ability to trade arms, conduct uranium enrichment, and develop ballistic missile technology. Additionally, many Iranian citizens will face travel bans, asset freezes, and restrictions on any commercial endeavors connected to nuclear resources both in Iran and abroad. All nations will now be empowered to seize any items violating these UN-imposed sanctions, further tightening the noose around Iran's international interactions. Furthermore, as a sign of its indignation over the sanctions, Iran is recalling its ambassadors from the United Kingdom, France, and Germany for urgent consultations. This delicate dance of diplomacy adds an extra layer of complexity to an already fraught situation. In a bold statement, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi expressed disappointment over what he perceives as a lack of reciprocity from the E3, asserting that Iran has made several diplomatic overtures meant to keep lines of communication open. This nuanced back and forth raises an intriguing question. How far will the geopolitical chess game go before one side makes an irrevocable move? The European Union is also poised to reinstate its sanctions shortly, further complicating an already dire economic reality for Iran, which has been grappling with crippling restrictions since 2018, following the U.S. withdrawal from the nuclear deal under former President Donald Trump. Are international relations heading towards an inevitable confrontation, or can diplomacy still prevail? Would easing these sanctions change the trajectory of Iran's nuclear program for the better, or would it only prolong the standoff? These questions are sure to ignite passionate debate in the comments below.